Welcome back. We're still looking at the aviation sector. Captain Sidi, before you spoke, Mr. Onyema had spoken and he mentioned several things. But let's look at some of the things he mentioned. I think issues like taxation. If you buy a ticket in Nigeria, for instance, a business class or economy class ticket goes for, right now, about 35,000 naira. That 35,000, if you looked at the breakdown of it, there's just about 6,000 to 10,000 naira being the cost of the ticket. The rest of it is all taxes, and I understand there are taxes to different agencies of government. Then you have the issue of maintenance facilities. But let's stick with the taxes, for instance. It's a weight on the airlines, and that's enough to cripple them, or don't you agree?
And the passengers.
And the passengers, too.
Well, I wouldn't say it is an excuse sometimes afforded by airline operators not to pay. You see, really what's on the ticket, if you say tax is what goes to the government from my own understanding. The others are charges. Of course, they have a tax that they're supposed to pay to the government. They have charges, the 5% charge for the aviation agencies like NCAA, NAMA, and INCAT and NIMET. So it's not, I would not agree that it's double taxation, because this thing, before they were enforced or they were put in the act, stakeholders were invited, it was deliberated, and I think government is being very lenient to airline operators in Nigeria. It's just that I think we have this culture of everything government, everything government. And just like the earlier said, or I think one of the presenters spoke that AMCON, the federal government set up AMCON, and as we speak, there's huge amounts of money tied down with, I wouldn't say all the airline operators, but at 90% of the airline operators, huge amount of money. That money is from the federal government. That is our money. I mean, if I say our money, I mean the masses' money, but it's tied down within them and they don't want to pay. And then if you look at the agencies, okay, like NCAA that I know very well, of course I'm familiar with NAMA and FAN and NIMET and INCAT also. The 5% tax, not all of them are paying. So it is not double taxation. You need to, when you're providing service, you pay, ordinarily, even if you're selling, if you have a kiosk, you pay for VAT. So there's nothing like double taxation as they are saying. Tax is different, charges are different. I hope you get me. Thank you.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Let me come back to Mr. Onyema. They say taxes are different, your charges are different. You still have to maintain your aircraft and still service your passengers. How do you tie that all in? And he says people are owing quite a lot of money that you have refused to pay. Some of you have.
He said some of us. He said some of us.
That's why I said he said some of you have refused to pay.
Yes. You see, I am a supporter of payment of taxes to government, because taxes are supposed to be used for the people to develop the country. Every country, in fact, other countries take issues of taxation more serious than we do here. It's only when you pay tax you'll be able to hold your government responsible. There's apathy towards paying taxes in Nigeria. A lot of people don't want to pay taxes because they will tell you, if we pay taxes, we don't see the dividends. But that has to change, because if you begin to put your money there into taxation, you begin to question the government of the day.
So you're paying. So are you questioning them for not providing you with all the facilities you need?
I support payment of taxes. But what we are saying in aviation is this. Like Captain Sidi rightly said, not even a rebate, not even a pin on the aircraft is manufactured here. Everything is abroad. Even to train your staff, you go abroad, and everything is dollarized. So you are up against, mountainous problems already, even before you start. So how do you alleviate that? And now you have NCA taking 5%, it was supposed to be for all of them. But these others also came back, like the one he's calling charges. Okay, let's not call it double taxation. Maybe we are overcharged. So you have a 20,000 naira ticket for the airline, 5% of it goes, that is maybe 1,000 naira. You have a fan taking 2,000 from that same ticket. You have NIMED, you have NAMA, and you have landing charges and all that kind of thing. By the time you finish, believe me, you may be having barely 10,000 naira, which does not, if you like, carry passengers on your wings of your aircraft. In that kind of scenario, you can never break even. However, the airlines are owing, no doubt about that. If you're owing, try and find a way of paying it. I don't support, like Captain Sidi rightly said, a lot of money is tied down. People were blaming this government for the closure of some airlines within the week. That is a lie. I'm not a government mouthpiece, but we should criticize constructively at all times. This government has nothing to do with the closure of that airline. It has nothing to do with it. The foundation for its extinction has been laid years backwards. So we have to understand this. Yes, we have problems. That's what I said at the beginning. We have problems in this country as airlines. Yes, there are some you could trace to governments over the years. However, we as operators also, we have to look at ourselves. What is the governance structure of these airlines? How do you treat issues of revenue? Do you take it as a personal thing where you can dip your hands, or you divert funds? You borrow money, you divert them to other uses and bring back them to the industry. But having said that, we need to improve on the airport infrastructure. Like the night flying, this thing I'm talking about, we need to improve on that so that people will be able to, airlines will be able to fly into the night to several airports. As it is now, it's only Kano, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Lagos that you can fly to at night. If my flight is delayed to 7 o'clock, I have to say this, to Enugu, there are days in the past 1 month, I've been paying close to 200,000, at times 400,000 naira to the airport in Enugu to allow my flight to come in at night. What kind of situation is that? Yet I'm paying for all these things because there was fuel scarcity. You find it difficult getting fuel. The fuel vendors will give you fuel very late, and you must move these people to the station. Then you have to call Enugu to seek permit for them to put the lights on. And when they put it on, you pay 50,000 per hour. So if the fuel vendors wasted some 4 hours, I've been paying 200,000 in the past 1 month.
Okay, Mr.
To the Enugu airport.
Mr. Yama.
So how many? In some cases, you have just 70 passengers on that plane. How much did they pay? Maybe 15,000 or something. Multiply it, and at the same time, you've taken 200,000 away. Nothing at all. But you have to discharge your duties to these people.
Okay.
So these are the things we are saying. They have to. I mean, tweak it and find a solution to that. Except all the airlines will go extinct someday.
Government is now saying that airport privatization is what they're considering. Do you think this is going to help this situation?
I always support PPP. Public-private partnership is good. I support airport privatization. It's going to improve the infrastructure.
Okay.
And at the same time, most of the airports all over the world are not even owned by government.
True.
That is the truth.
Okay.
So I support it.
Okay. Now, Mr. Madu, you are Vice President of the Senior Staff Association. Do you feel in any way endangered by happenings in the industry? Airlines shutting down, foreign exchange palaver so that airlines cannot actually effectively discharge their duties. Do you feel endangered or threatened?
Well, very well. But then, before I respond to this question, I want to clarify the taxation issue.
Okay.
Like Captain CD said, you know, the money collected by Inland Revenue is the VAT. and it's paid by the passenger for getting a service.